Hello, this is Dr. Chandrasekhar here, a senior pediatrician and neonatologist from All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi, with over 30 years of experience in the field of pediatrics and neonatology from various institutions in India and abroad. Presently, I am working as a Chief of Pediatric and Neonatal Services at Omni Hospitals, Kukatpalli, Hyderabad. Today I want to bring you greetings from Omni Hospitals, Kukatpalli on the eve of Children's Day celebrations on 14th November 2020. I just want to bring you on this occasion, in this ongoing pandemic, a very important update on COVID-19 in the children. How do you go ahead with the COVID-19 infections in the childhood? I just want to mention one particular thing. Many people have an impression that COVID won't affect the children. That's a wrong notion. COVID can affect anyone on this planet, any human being on this planet, right from just newborn to 90 years of old age people also. There is no exceptions for this. There is no preponderance for that particular sex. There are so many studies that have been published who group had been more prone for these infections. But in children, if the mother is a positive mother, there is a high chance of baby getting infected. During this period, many mothers have a false impression that they should not breastfeed their baby. That's a very wrong notion. The risk of getting infection is lesser than not giving the breastfeed. Will have more prone for the baby will be more prone for more and more infections. So ideally, one should breastfeed their babies, and when they are breastfeeding their babies, they should wash their nipples thoroughly and then breastfeed the baby. The baby should be put to the breast within half an hour after birth. That's a very main thing I just want to convey. The other thing is, any child may get infected. The COVID infection in children usually a carrier type. Children, they tend to get infected, but they don't suffer. They usually transmit the infection to the rest of the family members. Because in Indian scenario, we live with our grandparents, grandmother and everybody at home. So the older people, they tend to get infected and they will be at risk. So what I suggest is, children tend to move in all the rooms in your house. So they carry this infection, and these older people already having some comorbid conditions like diabetes, hypertension, heart diseases. These older generation will get infected very easily, and which is a major risk factor, and the mortality is very high. So we tend to restrict our children moving into one room to another and playing at home. Try to minimize the child's movement at home. They can play, but it doesn't mean that they play at home in the sense getting their grandparents infected. So try to avoid these kind of things. There is a term called, WHO has designed a term called reverse quarantine. Reverse quarantine is the one where the elder generation, elder population, they tend to get themselves isolated in a particular room so that they don't get infected from the smaller children. Children usually tend to play a lot. In this pandemic, most of the kids are on gadgets because they're staying at home, they got bored, they're not going to school, they don't have any job to do. So they're sticking on to this gadgets, electronic gadgets and smartphones, tabs and all these things. These pose a lot of risk to the children because they tend to look at these gadgets at a very close distance. They can and they will have a lot of eye strain and sleepless nights, and all these things will pose a big problem, and they tend to get stick to a chair and there is no movement at all, they tend to become obese, and obesity itself has a lot of risk. So try to make the children move around in the near, because these days our lockdown has eased a lot. We can go out in the fresh air, they can play around. But one thing I just want to mention, everybody has to remember this SMS. SMS means S is for the social distancing. It is more than social distancing, it is a physical distancing. What do you mean by physical distancing? Physical distancing is a 6 feet distance between one person to other. That's a very primary concept in the prevention of transmission of infection from one person to another during this COVID season. 6 feet means 150 centimeters, or it is 1.5 meters. The other one is SMS. I gave you one acronym. M is for mask. One should wear it in a proper way. Then it should cover your nose as well as the mouth up to the chin. You should not wear it like a fancy thing. It should cover the whole area. Then only it makes sense. And mask should be cleaned thoroughly, or we have so many other masks. We have disposable masks and N95 mask. Whatever the mask that is available at home, you can use it. The third thing is very important thing, that is sanitization, hand sanitization. SMS. S stands for the sanitization of your hands. Hands should be thoroughly sanitized. How do you sanitize your hands? One should go with either a thorough washing with clean water and soap. That is the best way to sanitize your hands, not the sanitizers what we are using today. These sanitizers will pose a lot of risks, and there was a study done at AIIMS which has shown over a period of long time, if you use the sanitizers like this, they tend to develop a lot of resistant bugs. In future, if there is a irrational use of antibiotics for small cold and all, we are seeing a lot of antibiotic resistance. In the same fashion, if you use the sanitizers like this, they will have a lot of problems in future. The resistant bugs will develop, you tend to have a lot of problems. So try to avoid sanitizers. Sanitizers has a role only when they don't have this access to the water, clean water and soap. When we are moving out in the market and all, or in the city, because they don't have this water facility and all to wash their hands thoroughly, then they can use these sanitizers for immediate effect. But try to avoid these sanitizers as far as possible. SMS, social distancing, mask, and the other one is hand sanitization. And a good sleep is very essential for the children. If the lack of sleep can cause a lot of problems in your health. A good sleep, and 8 hours a minimum, a sound sleep is very essential. None of us are getting these kind of sleep patterns these days, because they are hanging around whole nights, they are awake in the whole night, by the time and they are sleeping the whole day. That is a very wrong concept. We have to have a good night's sleep, for sound sleep for at least 8 hours, so that your immunity won't get confused. If there is lack of sleep causes lot of infections, you are giving a way to the lot of infections. They can trickle into your body, and they can cause a lot of problems. The other one is, the third one is good diet, a balanced diet. Balanced diet in the sense, you should have a good carbohydrate, protein, fat in the required amounts, with a lot of vitamins and minerals. Fresh fruits will give you a lot of vitamin C. People are eating a lot of vitamin C these days. Instead of taking supplements, you can take a lot of fresh fruits. More than juices, the wholesome fruit will give you a lot of immunity. So try to do all these things. It makes a lot of sense in building up your immunity. Immunity plays a lot of role in defending any infection, particularly the viral infections. Many people, because of lack of exercise, your immunity goes down. And a good night's sleep, good diet, and a clean water, and whatever the water you are drinking should be clean enough. The thing is, how do you prevent these infections? This is nothing but as any other flu. Flu over a period of time, it has changed a lot. Initially, it has come as a Spanish flu in 1918. It has killed more than millions of people. So, in this scenario, the whatever we are getting now is a influenza epidemics. So we have a flu vaccination readily available with us. Every year, a child should get a flu shot so that he can protect himself from influenza viral infections. The flu and this corona infections are same. It has mutated to COVID-19. The flu and corona are same, but we don't have the corona vaccine readily available at this moment. But we tend to get this vaccine in the near future, like somewhere in January 2021 or by the middle of the next year. I recommend all the children to get vaccinated with flu shots so that they get 50% of the protection from this COVID-19. And one should have a good habits also. They should do exercise daily and do some meditation or yoga, deep breathing exercises. What does this COVID infection? When they trickle into your nasal mucosa here, they tend to lodge there and get into your respiratory system, where they cause a lot of damage. So before they get into your system, you can breathe them out. Just instead of breathing in, you can breathe them out. Like Kapalabhati, there is a yoga thing, pranayama. All these things will help a lot in preventing these infections. Whatever food you are taking, that should be prepared fresh and eaten at the same time. Not anything kept in the refrigerator. Try to avoid these things. Try to avoid the junk foods and all. So, with this small introduction, you can prevent this corona infection to maximum extent. I have discussed about the newborn. I have discussed about the children. What about the adolescents? Adolescent is a period where they attain the maturity. 16 and above, 17 and above. These kind of children, they have a lot of risk. When there is a condition called multi-system inflammatory syndrome in children, which is very commonly, which was not a disease entity before. Now we are observing this disease very recently in the West, particularly in the Europe and America. Even in India, we are getting this kind of infection. A child gets infected with COVID and he recovers within a period of 1 week's time. Usually it presents with fever, cough, cold, high fever, and there is some amount of breathlessness, and they may lose this taste and all. Sometimes they lose this smell and all. These kind of symptoms may occur, and they have intense headaches. Headache is a very predominant symptom of any viral infections. Some of the children, they are getting COVID infections plus dengue infections also. So don't get fooled away always with the COVID infections. We have to think differently. There may be associated infections. It could be a flu also. We have to manage all these infections. And once they get infected with COVID, within a period of weeks' time, they get recovered. They are fine for the next 2 weeks' time, following which this multi-system inflammatory syndrome in children, these kind of disease, a new disease entity is showing up in many children, usually in the adolescent age group from 15 onwards. These children tend to develop a lot of rashes around the body, red rashes, and difficulty in breathing, very high fever, and they suddenly go into shock. It is a very severe form of COVID-19 that is called multi-system inflammatory syndrome in children. A high index of suspicion is a very essential thing to manage this kind of problems. If you develop this kind of rashes, you should report to your nearby pediatrician who has a good intensive care setup where they can manage these kind of things. It mimics the Kawasaki syndrome in children. So we have to identify these kind of infections and can treat them very effectively so that we can reduce the mortality. In India, the mortality is very less when compared to the West. That is how we are spared, because God has given us good immunity, because we are prone for more infections. Our immune system is being tested very frequently. So our immunity when compared to the Western group has a very good and very effective. In that sense, we are more immune to these kind of infections. And with this talk, I just want to give a message that COVID infection is not a big deal. We can easily treat these kind of infections. We can prevent these infections. And for a newborn, breastfeeding is very essential. A good habit, and a good diet, and a good sleep. Above all, flu immunization. We can prevent this disease very effectively in the days to come. I just want to thank you all for your patient listening. You can take these tips or tricks so that you can prevent this new disease entities which are emerging in this new world, so that you can prevent or reduce the mortality. You should report to your doctor at the earliest whatever the danger signs I have told you. The child is not breathing, if there is a difficulty in breathing and a fast breathing, high fever which is not responding to routine paracetamol. Ideally, one should give only paracetamol for this fever. Don't use any kind of anti-inflammatory drugs like non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs like Brufen, mefenamic acid and all this. They pose a lot of risk to the children. Try to avoid these drugs and minimize your drugs. Just your immunity will definitely defend this disease. Keep yourself healthy and stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you for your patient listening.